I just thought that was pretty interesting to look into that argument. And then I noticed that they had a dev blog here that they did on their stream that answered some pretty interesting questions. The dev blog went through a lot of what we're going to see in game in Odyssey. And here's a couple of the pointers that I picked up from the stream. That suits can be upgraded and customized. That's cool. That suits can be collected, not just keeping one at a time. So you can have multiple suits. Okay, cool. You can have multiple copies of the same suit that can be owned and upgraded differently. That's cool. So this is all in regards to what we learned from this dev blog, this dev diary that I really appreciate that they're doing. I really appreciate that Frontier Development is doing this. They're being more transparent than ever. They're putting more content out on their channel. They're being very open with us, and I'm really appreciating it. I'm really appreciating the amount of content that Frontier Development's putting out here, leading up to Odyssey. I think it's very smart of them. So then they get into more, and they talk about that there's 3 types of social hubs in starports, outposts and surface ports. And they talk face to face with mission givers. Some NPCs will be voiced, so that's interesting. No more reading, because that kind of breaks my immersion. There's reading. And so this is nice that some of the more prominent NPCs will have voice MP3 files attached. They can negotiate for mission rewards from mission givers. And yeah, Stutterfox brings up a really good point too. Like, there's a lot of us that really want that kind of walk around in your ship interior vibe that we get from Star Citizen that I think still makes Star Citizen very special, is that ship customization that Star Citizen and Cloud Imperium get into. The ships in Elite Dangerous are very cool too, but you cannot walk around inside of them, and we would like that. Like, a lot of the fan base in Elite Dangerous, those that have played, would like to be able to walk around in their ships. I want to see what the inside of an Anaconda looks like, I think that would be very cool. In fact, when they added the ability to look at yourself, I thought, how cool is that? When they just adding that ability a few years back with was it Engineers or Horizons? I can't remember exactly. The patch when they added the pilot, and you were able to customize the pilot, and they had great character customization. I like their character customization screen. It could have been a little bit more in depth, but it was fairly good. And then being able to see yourself sitting in the seat, because for the longest time, you didn't see yourself at all sitting in the seat. It was just a blank seat. And then you got to see yourself sit in the seat. So the next step then would be to see the inside of the ship. And then, like Red Bear says, all of those ships have to be reworked, and Elite Dangerous, though, for that. And can just have this and not have the ships been affected. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a really good point, Red Bear. That's a really good point, dude. So you other points from the stream I wanted to go over. It looks like negotiation success is dependent upon your reputation, influence, experience, and faction status. So that's not really changed. That's currently how it kind of is with current mission givers. Combat and non-combat missions on ground. So that's interesting. Many missions locations you can simply walk to. Some missions you will need to travel to via your ship or Apex. And I think Apex is like a transit system that they have. Apex travel will be discussed in another dev diary is what they talked about. So I believe from what I gathered from this stream is that Apex travel is like a shuttle system. I don't know exactly if it's going to be a ground-based shuttle system, if they're going to include it for air travel. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be ground-based, like a ground-based shuttle. Missions can have items that need collecting. There's scavenger missions available. You can search and scan for wreckage and loot. So that's awesome. Yeah, like teleport Killian. Right, dude. Red Bear says, another thought I have about those locations, how many are there? And if they all are around the verse? Well, according to the Polygon article, Red Bear, it said tens of thousands. So I'm not quite sure if it's going to be every single planet. Some people are saying, yeah. Some people are saying that every single planet will be able to be walked around on. So I think maybe what we're seeing here is we're going to see, you know, the rework of all these planets, the texturing, the redesign. That I personally can't believe that they're going to have this done by 2021. It just seems like a stretch to me that they're going through all this work and it's going to be all finished for every planet. But also the ability to walk around on every planet. And then I think what the article is referring to is like planets that have life, or planets that have some type of like ground-based NPC. So that's probably what the tens of thousands of planets are going to be like. A lot of copy paste, I would imagine. A lot of copy paste. Yeah, how spread out will the players be? Well, we know already that the players are already spread out too thin, you know? The NPCs, though, they're just going to probably populate the shit out of. How will they get the players together with this large space? I think what they'll do, again, and this is why they're bringing back community goals, Red Bear. I think this is why they're bringing back community goals, to bring people to a central location so they can congregate and see other people. And when they got rid of that, I was like, why? Why did they do that? It was another bad move at the time. From Frontier Development. I thought it was very dumb, very disconnected from the player base, stupid decision. And now that, you know, Odyssey's coming out and it just like really all the stuff's hitting, it seems like all the cylinders, excuse me, are pumping and they're just moving the right direction lately. And they're bringing back community goals, which I think is hugely positive. Stutterfox says, I heard that using Apex will be like being a multi-crew member. Aha. You sit in an NPC ship while it goes port to port. Very interesting. Very interesting, Stutter. Erad says, well, DG, maybe that's why they've done almost nothing for so many years. Maybe they were working on this behind the scenes. Very possible, Erad. Very possible, dude. You know, this could have been going on for a long time while we thought nothing was happening and we were getting more and more and more frustrated, you know? Very, very true, Erad. I mean, that's a good point. It's speculative, but, you know, I almost kind of agree with that. Red Bear says, if it's been done, the planet will be a bit generic, I think. Yeah, I don't know. From what I saw, at least, you know, obviously what we saw in the trailer is doctored a little bit to make it look extra spicy. But if it's anything close to what I saw, I will be impressed. I will be impressed. At least for the looks and the feel of the planet and the texturing, you know. So let's continue on with some of the other things in the stream that was talked about. It looks like boxes can be searched, unlocked, and looted. Items can be carried to the ship, or large ones picked up by your SRV. NPCs can attack you unprovoked. That's cool. Bringing a little, there you go. Make them a little dangerous. All right. Erad says, from what I see, if the FPS gameplay is good enough, it may make me make a return to ED until SC gets more fleshed out. He says, yeah. And like lately, like I've been playing a lot of dual universe lately. I'm loving the economy. I'm loving the crafting to it. It's wonderful. So yeah. You know, and I think I'll hop into Elite Dangerous once Odyssey takes up. Anyway, I'm going to head off. Have a great day, everyone. Cool, Stutterfox. Look forward to talking to you and asking you a little bit more and getting in depth with you in our interview coming up, bro. I'll keep in touch with you and we'll get a time. And thanks for stopping in, man. That's the CEO and creator of Stutterfox Studios and Falling Frontier in here with us. Thanks so much, dude. Well, we really like what you're doing. Keep up the good work, man. And I got a lot of questions for you. And I'm not throwing you any softballs when I see you, dude. And I really do look forward to it. You know, I really do look forward. We got a lot of people looking forward to that title. to Falling Frontier, and I really think from what I've seen so far, Stutter Fox, you're doing a good job, man. It's nice to see you put your heart into it. It really is. All right. So Red Bear saying that the characters look a little bit generic as you're looking at them here. Yeah, they do have a slight generic flavor to them, Red. Yeah, I will say that. A lot of people yesterday when we talked about this were also talking. We're also saying that they stole a lot of the elements from Star Citizen. And then one of our members, I think it was Cash, said, these are space stations. How different can you make these look? Which was also a very good point as well. But there are some elements that are like you look at and you're like, wow, okay, this has the Star Citizen stamp on it, So anyhow, hold on, let me get a little coffee refill while we do this. This is a nice morning I'm having with you guys here. Coffee refill. Keeping me up and active because I've only had 30 minutes of sleep in the past 6 days. Yeah. Killian says, sure they have to. How will you populate this huge amount of space? Yeah, dude. Yeah, it does at points have like the SC vibe on it, And I kind of didn't express that a lot yesterday, but the more I kept getting involved in this and watching this stream, and the more I really started looking at a lot of these places, the more I was like, even the signs. Look at the signs, the hang down sign that's telling people where to go to L1-4 Apex and L5-8 Frontline, and it does have its moments where it looks like they're copying off of Star Citizen, So let's keep going. Space Legs version of CQC is in here. Seamless walking in and out of hangar. New rank of exobiologist. No doubt that's going to be having to do with like alien species and being an archaeologist of bones of sorts and alien remnants. Ships will be visible through your port glass. That's cool. Mocap used to get fluid human motion, then cleaned up. Yes, because we were saying that the movement looked a little herky-jerky and generic, just like some of the characters looked, and the design. We said that the movement also didn't look good. So they're, in fact, confirming the fact that, yeah, we see that the movement is a little herky-jerky, and that, we did use mocap for fluid human motion, and we will clean it up as we go. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's what they're referring to, but it almost sounds like it, Red Bear. I'm trying to think what they're talking about when they're talking about port glass. That's sticking into my brain here, wondering, like, what do they mean exactly by ships will be visible through port glass? Are they talking about, like, areas that you are looking out of the spaceport? That maybe that's what it is. Yeah, Killian. Like when you're in a space station, that you see the actual ships flying in and out, like the NPC and player character ships, actual real flying in and out of ships. So that's pretty tight. That's pretty fucking cool. Really, that is awesome. Hand key animations used where needed and appropriate. Interesting. What are some of these other bullet points here? There's a whole bunch of things they mentioned on this stream. They really did a good job. They really did a very thorough job at telling us what's going to be in Odyssey. A lot of different weapon animations. So they've got new weapon animations. They have new weapons. They don't have any answers for emotes at this time. So it looks like, and that's not a big deal. I'm not a huge emote type of dude anyway. But yeah, no plans for that. No plans to change in-cockpit animations for Odyssey. I don't think you'd need to. Like, I'm perfectly fine with the layout. I'm perfectly fine with what we currently have in the cockpit in Elite Dangerous. I don't see that as a huge a negative, you know. Tons of info to come over the next few months. So they're also letting us know that they will continue to be transparent. That's great. Odyssey is the largest update Elite has ever had. They're saying, of course, this is huge. This is huge for them. This could bring so many. That's why I was saying the other day, if they do this right, this will bring in so many people. So many people. A ridiculous amount of people. If you really think about it, if they do this right, then essentially, besides not being able to walk in your ship, though, see, and that's where Star Citizen has them, being able to walk in your ship, having the connection with the ship. But other than that, they will essentially have done what Star Citizen's been trying to do. But again, their server technology is totally different. It's a peer-to-peer based server tech. So, like, you know, of course, it's not going to be like how Star Citizen is promised or planned to be, that we're having issues right now, you know. But it's still going to be huge. Huge. Yeah, right. ERAT says if they do this right, I can see myself returning to it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, why not? Why not? I like I said, you know, I was very skeptical at first. The more information I'm getting on this, the more I'm really focusing on the research, the more I'm like, wow, like Frontier seems to be doing this right. Frontier seems to be doing this right, and I'm very happy about that. Because I never really stopped being a fan of Elite. I just didn't like the direction they were going in. I really just didn't like the direction they were going in. I loved the game. That's why I was so adamantly yelling. People always get, you know, it's so funny sometimes. I had a huge Elite Dangerous audience, and some of them are still with me, and God bless you if you are. But like most of them turned their back on me because when they made these changes and I started being so vocally against them, they left me. Like, fuck you, DG. And, you know, I think that's really unauthentic. I think the reason I got so upset is because I'm so goddamn passionate about the title. And when I see them going the wrong direction, it's important to voice up. It's important to be that person. And, you know, at the expense of losing people, so what? I probably lost thousands of people. I could go back into analytics and I can guarantee you I lost at least 30% of my subscribers when I started getting upset about Elite Dangerous. I started shedding off Elite Dangerous subscribers left and right. Like I was losing my hair in my 20s. That's how fast I was losing subscribers. Because I was saying what I felt. Because I was being authentic. Because I was stating my truth, my opinion, my perspective. And Elite Dangerous super ultra fanboys that didn't like my, you know, opinion just got up and left. And you know what? It turns out I was right. It turns out I was actually right about them going the wrong direction. And now they're starting to do some of the things that I said they should have been doing 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Red Bear says, let's wait till someone has played this a bit because trailers and videos are all fine and dandy, but see it and play it is something different. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. You gotta walk the walk, not just talk the talk, bro. Absolutely. Erad says, if you can do on foot what we can do in space and ED, then hell yeah, I love flying ships, but FPS combat is my bread and butter. Dude. Yes. When you mix the two and you have them together, it's the perfect combo, you know, Erad? When you got the FPS action and you can do the space sim flight, man, freaking fantastic. Freaking fantastic. Erad says, how dare you being honest? All right, let's get back to some of these points and let's wrap this up. They said nothing to discuss on cross-platform compatibility at the moment. That's a little bit disconcerting. I mean, like, I would really like them to have that cross-platform compatibility because, you know, me, I love the MMO experience. I love the online experience. And the more you get into that cross-platform realm, the more probability to run into somebody. I mean, shit, like we talked about at the very beginning of this with the Polygon article, half of 1% of the systems are the entirety of the systems that the entire population has visited. So yes, let us please get this cross platform functionality added. So that's something they should step up on. Crazy says, get drunk and get extra honest. I don't need to be drunk to get extra honest. Star says, oh, hey, YouTube. Do your chores when you watch this video. Oh, cool. Sar's doing his chores while he's listening. Nothing to announce on SRVs right now, so it doesn't look like they've done anything like any upgrades to SRVs. That's okay. SRVs are fine. SRVs are fine as is. Honestly, it's fine. NPCs will differ based on factions that control them. That's cool that they're extending the factional content down to the ground. That'll affect ground units as well. That's 100% banger. Good job on that, Frontier. Certain services and mission givers will be affected by BGS. New missions that will affect BGS. Suits must be worn outside of stations. Duh. Was that really a question on the actual stream? That had to be a bullet point? Yes, you do have to wear a fucking spacesuit outside in an environment that is hostile. Yes. I mean, like, if they didn't plan that, turn the page. Suits will have shields. Ooh, spicy information. Suits will have shields and are battery powered. Now, when I put this out to YouTube, I'll put all these bullet points down in the description below. NPCs will interact with each other. What? Will they do it without T-boning on a chair? I saw so much of that. In fact, that's one of the bullet points. No NPCs do not stand on tables and chairs is one of the bullet points that I'm reading. Snap. Boom. Frontier shots fired. This says settlement airlocks are seamless transitions. So that's good to know. You don't have like a loading screen when you walk out of a settlement or a hab. That's good to know. We don't get the warp animation when leaving a hab. Hold on, we're leaving the hab. I'm out of the hab. Loading screen. Here, I'm out of the hab. None of that. There won't be any of that. That's good to know. And I'm currently still wondering if you can in fact have a seamless landing experience from space down onto the planet that you're going to. I'm not quite sure if that's something. If you guys know, let me know. But I didn't see or read anything about that. So I'm not quite sure if we're still going to have the loading screen going down to the planet as you get closer to it, and then it kind of loads you up, or if it'll be like seamless like Star Citizen. But that would definitely be nice to know. It says no need to wear the suits inside a sealed environment. Jesus, we got some really bright people watching this stream. Settlements can affect the BGS, and BGS will affect settlements. All of the pre-alpha development footage is in-engine game footage. Wow. Woo! So there we go, guys. There's some more information, some bullet points going over here on the next development episode by Frontier Development. I think they did a good job, and I appreciate the transparency. I really do.